Hello, ladies and gents. Today's your Type 3. Remember, a Type 3 is a single draft self-check with changes or corrections made to each of the listed areas. We call each listed area a focus correction area, FCA, and each FCA is worth 10 points for a total of 30 points on this Type 3. Also remember that you're accessing this Type 3 from In Your Writing Time link. In that Writing Time link, you'll see your workspace for your writing notebook also present, and the login for the Type 3 is right next to it. You will need both your open writing journal and your open Type 3 to be able to complete this assignment. So FCA number 1, the first thing you're checking for is content number 4, to introduce your narrator or characters in the narrative. To do so, I want you to look for a section that is weak or strong in your character description. Remember, that could be your physical. Definitely you want to have some physical characters description of your characters. You also want to make sure you have personality description of your characters, feelings and emotions, but make sure I see a wide range of character description present in the section that you pick for this FCA. I want you to boldface the character description you already have within that section, and then make sure that you revise to add a bit more character description. Underline the new stuff that you've added. Keep in mind, if the stuff you boldface tends to be maybe personality description, you might want to revise and edit for physical description instead, or vice versa. So don't pick the same type of character description that you already have boldfaced from your paragraph. Pick something different, a different type of character description, like the physical or personality traits or feelings and emotions, and embed that so that it gives you a more well-rounded character description. FCA number 2 is to create a conclusion that connects to the events in your narrative and serves as a resolution to the conflict. That's organization number 3. Please copy and paste your resolution from one of the stories that you've been working on into this box, and then make sure you boldface those specific details that show how the conflict has been resolved. Then, in addition to that, I want you to add more words for detail that elaborates on how that conflict is resolved. So you boldface the items you already have that show that the conflict's ended, but any new details that you add that add to the ending of that conflict within this resolution, you need to underline those new revisions. Remember, that's not optional. I should definitely see some underlined areas. And then FCA number 3 is style number 2, to use imagery or sensory language. Copy and paste a part from your piece that you think is either strong or weak in imagery. Boldface the imagery you already have, and then revise a bit to add more imagery and underline that newly added imagery. Keep in mind, I'd like to see an assortment of imagery in that section. So if the bold-faced imagery that you already have is all sight imagery, I recommend to use a different sense for your newly added revisions. Do not continue with only one sense throughout the section that you're showing me of imagery. Make sure you have a collection of the senses portrayed through the imagery section that you give me from your story. Please keep in mind that is worth 30 points, 10 for each FCA area, but you also want to check to make sure that you capitalize the first words of your sentences, that you use end marks, that you avoid slang terms, or that you avoid abbreviations in text language, and that you spell simple words correctly. Also, make sure that before you submit, you copy and paste that new revised paragraph that you used for your Type 3 sections, because you just made that paragraph or paragraphs, depending on if you pick multiple sections or just one, even better. So make sure you get that new version into your writing log. We are getting close to publication. You have only today writing class to get this completed. There is no Type 1 or share time, so that you can focus and work on this Type 3 and work on writing in your writing notebook. Go ahead and get to work.